Here in Washington, Democratic lawmakers are trying to codify the right to contraception into federal law, but that bill appears to be stalled in the Senate. And a new poll by Morning Consult and Politico found that 3 out of 4 registered voters support federal protections for birth control. And joining us now is Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen. Senator, we appreciate you making time to be with us. You helped introduce this legislation to codify the right to contraception. As we noted, it is stalled right now. Why is that?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me this morning, and thank you for bringing up this really important topic, because since the 1960s, women have had the right to have access to birth control, and we can't go back. And we can no longer stand on precedent. We know the Supreme Court and their recent rulings will not respect precedent. So it's really important that we pass this bill, the right to contraception, to give women the right to plan their families, particularly as extreme MAGA Republicans want to introduce possibly a nationwide abortion ban. The ability for women to plan their families, to make their reproductive health choices, couldn't be more important. So we're hoping to move it forward. It did pass overwhelmingly in the House with bipartisan support, hoping that we can get those 10 votes here in the Senate.
So just for clarity for people, we recognize your desire for this to happen, but what's your confidence level that this is something that can be passed before the August recess?
Well, we've been talking within our caucus and, of course, with Leader Schumer about getting this on the calendar. We've been talking with our colleagues. I think that everyone understands this is a right for women. We've had this since the 1960s. Why would we want to go back? It's important that we put into law that women should be able to make their own choices for birth control. Like I said, we're just going to do everything we can to find those 10 votes. But really, the most important votes are going to come in November, where we need to protect and expand our Democratic majority to be sure that women have the right to protect their own reproductive health care choices, make them for themselves.
And that appears to be the big takeaway here as it relates. Let me ask a quick question. The president has said he'd be open to eliminating the filibuster rule as it relates to reproductive rights, the right to an abortion. You support that. Would you also support that as it relates to contraception?
Well, I think it's important that we explore all options. I will absolutely take a look at carving it out for those things. Like I said, women, we make up 50% of the population, maybe even more. And it's important that we have the ability to make the choices that are right for us. And I can tell you that the MAGA extreme Republicans in state after state, as they try to impose these cruel bans on women's health care for no exceptions for rape or incest or life of the mother. And so women will die. Women are showing up to the emergency rooms unable to get critical health care. So I'll explore all options to make that happen. Women's lives are on the line, and we have to take care of women across this nation.
Senator, quick final thought here. Obviously, this effort is sort of a preemptive one, given what we saw with the reversal of Roe v. Wade. There's been frustration among some Democrats that the White House wasn't perhaps more prepared for that decision from the nation's highest court, hasn't done more in the time since. Are you satisfied with what you're seeing from the White House on that issue, and what more do you want to see happen right now?
Well, I urge the president to take every executive action that he can in order to protect women's health care, reproductive health care.
What specifically would you like him to do in addition to what he's already done?
Well, I can tell you that they're exploring all options that they have at administrative level. And so whether it's thinking about using federal lands, using other types of things that they can do, I can tell you that they need to look at this in a legal context. So what is going to pass muster for executive action? And so in the meantime, we here in the Senate can muster up the votes for the Right to Contraception Act. Of course, we surely want to pass the Respect for Marriage Act. That's also really important. We have a lot of bills on the floor these next few weeks for health care, to lower health care prices, to bring the computer chip manufacturing. So we're working on positive responses to all of this. We're going to let the administration, their legal team, see what is feasible, and we're going to, here in the Senate, try to do what we can.
Senator Jackie Rosen of Nevada, we appreciate you making time to be with us. Thank you so much.